Welcome back, guys. Today is a day for cutting firewood. Well, at least cutting down the trees or picking up the trees, not necessarily cutting it up and splitting it. That'll be another day. Even so, it's a nice cool day for cutting down firewood. And as you can see in the distance here, try to zoom in, my other brother is loading up another wagon where there was more trees that fell down, or it was ash trees that were killed by the ash borer beetle. So we'll definitely have a lot of free firewood to heat the home this year, but not only this year, but other years to come. So nothing is like free 99. Here comes the boss man now. Cleaning up some dead trees that fell down. That'll make a lot of firewood. And just for a little history lesson, this is a railroad bed that used to go to the Richmond furnace north of here. So I was running the chainsaw, cutting up the larger trees into more manageable pieces to load onto the flatbed wagon. Here's our witness tree. Granted, no major battle occurred in the area, but the town of Mercersburg was visited by the Confederate Army at least 6 times during the war. The major event was in 1862 when General Stuart and his cavalry visited the town on October 10th, to which they acquired numerous supplies, horses and clothing from the merchants in town and also from the local farms. So this tree resides on a farm owned by Adam Hoke, a relative of mine, who actually owned numerous properties, but he actually lost 18 horses during that day when the Confederates raided Mercersburg. To the right of me, where I'm standing, is the road leading out of Mercersburg. And this is the route that the Confederates took after they finished raiding Mercersburg, and they headed towards Bridgeport, which is today now called Marks, and then from that point the Confederates made their way towards Chambersburg. One of many events that occurred that day had to deal with George C. Steiger. He was driving his butcher's wagon down the hill from Bridgeport towards Mercersburg, and he began to run into squads of Confederate cavalry, but at that time he did not realize it was Confederate cavalry. Now granted, as he passed the troopers, they kept making comments about taking his horses, and he just kind of ignored those comments because he thought it was Union cavalry, and he just kept going towards Mercersburg. So directly to the right of the tree is the creek crossing. So when Mr. Steiger arrived at the creek, he saw his fellow townsmen there mounted upon barebacked horses, to which his eyes began to be opened, and at this time he said to himself, "Rebel cavalry." If that tree could only speak and tell you about the experiences it has witnessed. Unfortunately, due to age and disease, the tree no longer sprouts leaves. It hasn't sprouted leaves for at least 2 to 3 years. And also numerous limbs have broken and fallen to the ground. So it's just become unsafe. So you can just see how massive a tree this was. I mean, I remember seeing this tree whenever I was a young kid running around on the farm, and it's finally has died. I mean, I couldn't even tell you how old it was, but it is massive. There it goes. Oh, I don't blame him.
Shaking the whole tree.
Yes, we did see the missile coming through the air. We were much further away than the camera actually appears. No, I saw it.
Okay.
Our neighbor Linda did a count of 3/4 of the rings, and the tree is already at 150 years. So once we get it cleaned up, I'm sure we'll be pushing that 200-year mark. How thick this bark is. It's as thick as a regular board. That is just amazing.
Yeah, there's bugs. All through that.
Just amazing how thick that bark is.